It all started with a fierce thunderstorm and an unexpected knock on my door. I figured the Homeowners Association in our quiet suburb of Maple Grove Heights was just another bunch of nosy folks fixated on fence heights and driveway stains. But what kicked off as petty nagging me beat-up truck, a couple of stern email snowballed into something straight out of a nightmare. The HOA head, Susan Whitaker, wasn't satisfied with micromanaging curb appeal. She craved total dominance, even if it meant endangering my wife and boys. When the storm knocked out power everywhere else, our house stayed lit up like a Christmas tree. That little glow of reliability made us her prime target. She insisted on commandeering our home for an emergency board session, and when I said no way, the gloves came off. By night's end, I'd be staring down the barrel of my own pistol, forced to fire to shield the ones I loved. We bought into Maple Grove Heights, thinking it was the American dream. Tidy lawns, block parties, and an HOA that handled the boring stuff so we could focus on family. Emily and I signed the papers, envisioning barbecues and bike rides for our kids, Ethan and Noah. It seemed like a safe bet in this Midwestern town rolling hills, friendly nods from porches. Boy, was I mistaken. From the get-go, Maple Grove breathed conformity. Retirees with eagle eyes, soccer moms trading whispers at the playground. At the helm was Susan Whitaker, HOA president, with her perfectly coiffed hair and a voice like a school principal on a power trip. She sported those chunky earrings like they were medals of honor. I'm not one for drama. I fix cars for a living, coach Little League, and teach my sons to change a tire. Life with Emily and the boys was solid until the HOA's standards started invading our space. The warnings were trivial at first. A note about our mailbox needing a fresh coat. A neighbor's call wondering why our hedges weren't trimmed razor sharp. I shrugged it off, HOA nonsense, right? Then the tow truck rolled up at sunrise. My truck wasn't flashy. It had dents from hauling gear to games, but it ran fine. Some bored busybody had dialed it in as unsightly. Two guys in grease-stained jumpsuits hooked it up while neighbor the same one who dropped off cookies last fall watched with smug approval. I called the cops, figuring theft is theft. The officers chatted with the HOA rep, who showed up all smiles and spreadsheets and basically told me to chill. City code backed them if it looked abandoned. They unhooked it after hours of hassle, but the point hit home. Susan's crew had pull, and they weren't shy about flexing it. I got proactive, demanded meeting minutes, reviewed bylaws, and started a neighborhood email chain. Crickets. Most folks were seniors loyal to Susan's bake sale charm. Us newcomers? We were the outsiders stirring the pot. My name became synonymous with trouble. HOAs like this wield power sneakily, not with shouts, but with fines and whispers, testing who folds first. The breaking point hit during that July downpour. Winds howled like freight trains, ripping branches and frying power lines. The blackout lasted days, but we were Golden Me generator from a past camping trip kept us humming. One evening, Dorothy and Frank showed up, our elderly neighbors from down the block. Their roof had caved under a fallen elm, and Dorothy's heart meds needed refrigeration. Frank's voice cracked as he asked, "Mind if we crash here till it's fixed?" We welcomed them in. Dorothy whipped up pancakes that tasted like home, while Frank shared war stories with the boys, eyes lighting up as Ethan asked questions. It felt good, human. But in HOA territory, kindness draws fire. Word spread, and Susan appeared at our door, agenda clutched like a weapon. "We require your residence for a crisis assembly," she declared, as if it were obvious. "Power's out everywhere else. A balk, this was our home, not a clubhouse." She suggested we vacate for the night, her tone laced with veiled threats. I shut the door, heart racing. That generator hum suddenly felt like a siren. If the truck towing was annoying, what followed was infuriating. A slip under the door cited my truck again, ignoring prior rulings. I filmed the next two attempts, demanding proof they backed off, but neighbors gawked like it was entertainment. I filed reports, contacted a local attorney named Lisa, who laughed. "Bluffs mostly, but they bank on you quitting. Petitions flopped. Susan smeared me as a rabble-rouser. Vandalism hit next our shed was tagged Rule Breaker in neon paint. Late-night knocks echoed, shadows vanishing when I answered. Emily urged police calls, but what evidence? It was psychological warfare grinding us down. As the outage dragged into week 2, murmurs grew about Susan stashing supplies, misusing dues. Our lit house became a beacon and a threat. Folks knocked for phone charges. We helped selectively. Susan twisted it. I was profiteering, favoring intruders like Dorothy and Frank. Lies, but they stuck. Her second demand came at dusk, entourage in tow. Your home's ideal for the meeting. Relocate your group. I refused. She gripped the door, eyes cold. Consequences await. That night, we fortified cameras rolling, locks checked. Frank, sensing trouble, advised. Choose your battles wisely. Tensions boiled. Susan rallied crowds, branding me unstable. A tip from a sympathetic neighbor warned of a removal plan. I confronted her publicly, waving legal printouts. No right to invade homes. She jabbed a finger, face flushing. You're destroying our unity. The crowd murmured, seeds of doubt planted. But she wouldn't quit. Midnight brought shadows, Susan leading, bat in hand, cronies with pry bars. Surrender the house, she yelled through the fence. I warned. Trespassing, back off. She swung toward our patio door, where Emily and the kids stood frozen. Rage surged. I drew my concealed carry, voice thunder. Drop it. She lunged. The shot rang out, clipping her thigh. She crumpled, screaming. Her mob fled. Chaos sobbed shouts. Police sirens wailed. I surrendered the gun. Hands up. Footage showed it all. Threats, advance, and my defense. Frank stepped up. Retired cop here clears self-defense. Officers nodded, reviewing cams. Cuffs off me. Ambulance for Susan. Charges flew. Trespass, assault. The neighborhood reeled. The aftermath was messy. Rumors flew as villain, Susan as victim. But with Frank's cred, we petitioned anew. Stories poured out. Bogus fines, threats. The votes dissolved the HOA overwhelmingly. Susan got probation, banned for boards. Maple Grove healed. Block parties bloomed. No fear. Dorothy and Frank became family, and Sundays were filled with laughs. I carry the shots echo, but know it saved us. We stood firm. Community thrives without tyrants. What do you think? Was I justified in pulling the trigger, or should I have handled it differently? Share your take in the comments, stand your ground, or seek peace. Let's debate.